What if ancient civilizations possessed a map to the stars far more advanced than we ever imagined? For centuries, humanity has gazed at the night sky, but hidden in plain sight, encoded in forgotten texts and monumental structures, lie the secrets of our cosmic past. Look up at the night sky. What do you see? A vast, dark canvas sprinkled with countless points of light. We see stars, planets, and the faint glow of the Milky Way. Today, we have powerful telescopes. We have space probes that travel to distant worlds. We can measure the universe with incredible precision. But what if I told you that our distant ancestors, thousands of years ago, looked at this same sky and saw things that still astonish us? They saw secrets hidden in the patterns of the stars. They created maps of the cosmos. Long before cities rose and empires were born, our ancestors were astronomers. They lived their lives under an open sky, a sky unspoiled by the glow of modern lights. For them, the night was not empty. It was alive with stories, with rhythms, and with meaning. The moon waxed and waned, marking the passage of time. The stars wheeled overhead in a predictable, comforting procession. Certain bright stars, which we now know are planets, wandered among the fixed ones. These celestial movements were not just beautiful, they were deeply practical. They were the world's first clock and the world's first calendar. The first appearance of a particular star group like the Pleiades just before sunrise might signal the start of the planting season. Let's travel to the land of the pharaohs. Ancient Egypt, a civilization that lasted for 3,000 years. It is famous for its pyramids, its temples, and its intricate hieroglyphs. But beneath the surface of this familiar history lies a deep, abiding obsession with the stars. The Egyptians believed that the world of the living was a reflection of the world of the gods, and the world of the gods was in the sky. The Great Pyramids of Giza are the most stunning example. The three main pyramids seem to mirror the three bright stars in Orion's belt. Furthermore, narrow shafts extend from the inner chambers of the Great Pyramid, pointing directly at specific stars. Now, let us journey east to the Fertile Crescent between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. This is Mesopotamia, a region often called the cradle of civilization. Here, ancient peoples like the Sumerians, Babylonians, and Assyrians looked to the heavens for different reasons. The Babylonians were meticulous record keepers. For over 1,000 years, their astronomers kept detailed diaries. They recorded the positions of the moon and planets on clay tablets using a form of writing called cuneiform. It was in Mesopotamia that the zodiac was born. They divided the path that the sun, moon, and planets follow through the sky into 12 equal parts. Each part was associated with a constellation. Leo the lion, Taurus the bull. These are the same zodiacal constellations we know today. Let's cross the Atlantic now, to the dense jungles of Central America. Here, the Maya civilization flourished for centuries. They built magnificent cities with towering pyramids and intricate stone carvings. And like the Egyptians and Babylonians, they were obsessed with the sky. But their focus was unique. The Maya were masters of time. They developed some of the most complex and accurate calendar systems ever created. The pyramid at Chichen Itza, known as El Castillo, is a giant calendar made of stone. It has 4 stairways, each with 91 steps. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, a remarkable event occurs. The setting sun casts a shadow that looks like a giant serpent slithering down the side of the pyramid's northern staircase. The fascination with the stars was not confined to the great empires of Egypt, Mesopotamia, or the Americas. It was a truly global human endeavor. In the harsh deserts of what is now northern Kenya, a site called Namaratunga contains 19 basalt pillars. The ancient Polynesians were some of the greatest navigators in human history. They crossed vast, featureless expanses of water in their canoes. How did they do it? They did not have compasses or GPS, they had the stars. In ancient China, astronomers were creating remarkably detailed star charts. As early as the 4th century BC, Chinese astronomers had compiled catalogs listing over 800 stars. The Nebra sky disk, discovered in Germany and dating to around 1600 BC, is a bronze disk inlaid with gold symbols. So why did ancient civilizations invest so much time and effort into mapping the stars? The answer is that these maps were far more than just charts of the sky. For many cultures, the most important function of astronomy was agriculture. Knowing when to plant, And when to harvest was the difference between a feast and a famine. Navigation was another critical purpose. Before the invention of the magnetic compass, the stars were the only reliable guide for long-distance travel, especially at sea. They used the North Star, or Polaris, to find their latitude. In the southern hemisphere, where there is no bright pole star, they used constellations like the Southern Cross. Beyond the practical, star maps were central to mythology and religion. The constellations were not just random patterns of dots. They were heroes, gods, and mythical beasts. Ultimately, these celestial maps gave people a sense of order and meaning in a world that could often seem chaotic and frightening. Today, we are rediscovering this ancient wisdom. Archaeologists, astronomers, and historians are working together to decode these celestial maps. And what we are finding is changing our understanding of human history. For a long time, we viewed ancient civilizations as primitive, perhaps superstitious. But the evidence from their star maps tells a very different story. It shows us that they were careful, patient, and systematic observers of the natural world. This emerging knowledge challenges the traditional timeline of scientific discovery. The pyramids of Giza, the Babylonian clay tablets, and the Mayan codices show that sophisticated astronomy is much, much older. Ultimately, decoding these ancient star maps does more than just tell us about the past. It tells us something profound about ourselves. When we look at the constellation of Orion, we are seeing the same pattern that a Babylonian priest or an Egyptian pharaoh saw thousands of years ago. We are part of an unbroken chain of human curiosity that stretches back to the dawn of consciousness. These maps remind us that the sky belongs to everyone. It is our shared heritage. We began this journey by looking up at the night sky. We saw it as a place of mystery and wonder. Now, we see it as a library filled with the stories of our ancestors. The stones of Stonehenge, the pyramids of Egypt, and the codices of the Maya are the books on its shelves. Their legacy is a profound reminder. A reminder that science did not begin in a modern laboratory. It began around a campfire, with someone pointing to a pattern of stars and telling a story. It is a fundamentally human activity. The desire to understand the universe is written into our DNA. The ancient star maps are the earliest evidence of this incredible journey. They are the first steps on a path that would eventually lead us to walk on the moon and to send probes to the edge of the solar system. What other secrets might be hidden in these ancient maps? What other messages are waiting to be decoded? So, the next time you have a chance, go outside on a clear night. Get away from the city lights. Look up. See the stars as our ancestors saw them. Think of the thousands of generations of humans who have gazed at that same sky. Our connection to the stars is our oldest story, and our exploration of them is our endless journey.